Now we turn to a beautiful disaster. That's how a Denver man describes the indescribable thing that happened to him and changed his life forever. He's now part of a very exclusive club of instant Einsteins, hoping to inspire others with his accidental genius.
I truly believe that I am an example of the human potential.
When Derek Amato sits down at a piano, it's hard to believe he hasn't been playing his whole life. Harder still to fathom, a freak pool accident made him a middle-aged musical prodigy overnight.
The accident happened 13 years ago.
Derek dove headfirst into 3 feet of water.
I miscalculated, obviously, the depth.
Sustaining a massive concussion. At the hospital,
They did a bunch of scans and checked everything. I didn't have any bleeding in my brain at the time, so they released me.
He slept for 5 days straight, and when Derek awoke, he was inexplicably drawn to a dusty keyboard at a friend's home and began to play.
It's almost like the ghost of Beethoven jumped into my body, right, and took over, and I just kind of went crazy.
He would then bring his mother into a music store to show her what he couldn't explain.
I started playing. My mom started crying. The salesman asked how many years I'd been playing piano, and I told him probably right around 7 hours.
Derek had suddenly become a savant, and according to the leading expert in the field, there are 2 distinct kinds.
Nickel, copper, zinc, sodium.
There's the congenital savant. These are youngsters who were born with the ability. And there's the acquired savant, and these are people who are neurotypical individuals who have some kind of a CNS incident, maybe a stroke and maybe a head injury.
In these cases, extreme left hemisphere trauma causes the right side to not only compensate, but elevate the creative center of the brain, unleashing buried potential.
I think that these are gifts that lie within all of us, and I tapped into it by way of brain injury.
And though this mighty musician now plays several instruments, Derek maintains he cannot read music. He sees it.
These black and white squares seem to tell my hands where to play. They move left to right 24 hours a day.
With special software, Derek is now writing songs and even symphonies from his squares. He recently performed an original work with the Denver Philharmonic and enlisted America's Got Talent phenom
So you're deaf?
Yes.
Andy Harvey.
Torn are the pages left behind me.
Together, their unlikely talents enraptured everyone.
When we were done, we got a standing ovation. I felt like instead of having to define or justify my gift, I felt like my gift was finally being celebrated.
In the sports world alone, there are as many as 3.9 million concussions in the U.S. every single year, yet there's only 75 known acquired savants in the entire world. Derek's story and his music continues to inspire. He'll be performing at the Grand Rex this April in Paris.